Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're at, ladies and gents. I am Kura Isagami, your resident birthday boy, tinkerer, and Medarot here at the Medarot News Network, bringing you all the latest developments and happenings with our favorite pet fighting robot series. Now, it looks like we're going to be cresting into Wave 3 of the ZOIDS collab of 2026. We started off with New Century, went into Fusors this last week with Phoenix Liger and with Buster Fury. It looks like this week we'll be going into yet another variant of the ZOIDS universe, this time with ZOIDS Genesis, with two very well-known and iconic models from that series, featuring Murasame Liger and, of course, a variant of the Mega Raptor, as you see. Of course, with those two does come a new wave of events and extra limited time resources to obtain, so it's going to be very exciting this week for what we have in store and what Murasame Liger will be bringing to the table as the front runner for this second half of the collaboration. That being said, let's go ahead and jump right into what was officially announced for this week, starting with the gacha banners and who to expect in the first of the third wave's lineup for the ZOIDS collab of 2026. Now, we only have one brand new model of the two for the Genesis wave of the collab that will be going live this week, and that is for ZGS0 Murasame L, with a kit of Quick Sword, Range Claw, Jet Range Pile, Biped Legs, and a brand new leg ability of Sonic Move. Now, in comparison to other ZOIDS models, which tend to focus a little bit on utility, more on DPS or CG sustain, Murasame Liger seems to have a very heavy emphasis on making sure he stays faster than the competition, no matter how he goes about it. Quick Sword in particular, basically, much like Hard Pow will with Resist Stats, or Sway Claw, or Sway Hammer with Evade, Quick Sword adds the user's mobility to their power when attacking, with Defense Ignore and Piercing bonus on top of that. And then Sonic Move will buff your mobility even faster if you manage to get through your heating phase without getting touched. So again, basically, as I clarified here, the faster you are, the stronger it gets. And I guess for what Murasame Liger brings to the table, that is most certainly par for the course. Now, there is also a brand new cosmetic skin that is also going live with Murasame L this week as well, as you see. It will basically go for the same cost as any other cosmetic skin. It will give you the skin and, of course, a handful of paid rupees you can use as well at your discretion. Now, it does look like, though, they're going to be saving BM Raptor for next week for the final wave of the collaboration. So it's kind of hard telling what we're going to be seeing in that last wave, but still going to be very exciting all the same. For the boosted rates we have going live with Murasame L this week, it's going to be focusing pretty heavily on conventional stun and counter skill to help guarantee you stay as fast as possible to stay ahead of the competition. This week, alongside Murasame L, we have Cat.3 Den Cat with Mobile Cooler, Thunder, Hyper Thunder, Biped Legs, and the leg ability of Mascot, and one that we have not seen in any banner for quite some time, if I'm being completely honest, and that is MMC0 Wheel Comb with Discharge, Double Mirror Guard, Flight Legs, and Adapter. So ultimately, while both of these two are basically conventionally available in any pickup banner at leisure, much like most of the other boosted rates that we've seen, they are still very solid all the same what they bring to the table. The cat type with Den Cap always is very good for stunning any enemy targets that do get in the way, and Mobile Cooler for keeping that speed just a little bit higher than what you'd see initially, and also Wheel Comb for being able to cull enemy shooters on the opposing side, and even able to discharge and disperse any CG sustain they might need. For the fierce battles we have this week, it's going to be very heavy emphasis on mobility and coverage, much like it was with the boosted rates. Starting us up on this top row, we have HKG0 Hawk Dacker with Triple Wave, Flight Legs, and Excel. FEI-01 Flapper Kung Fu with Guard Boost, Double Brake Hammer, Biped Legs, and Rumbling, and FSL-0 Fancy Roll with Virus, Hammer, Napalm, Flight Legs, and Mascot as well. On the bottom row, we have OWS-0 Papio Chevalier with Fight Boost, Discharge, Counter Guard, Float Legs, and Mascot. CMR-0 Aim Flash with Flash, Beam, Mega Gatling, Wheeled Legs, and Extra Magazine, and CRC-01 Sha Fu with Sword, Double Anti-Air, Biped Legs, and Excel. So like I said, very, very heavy emphasis on coverage this week more than anything else. Between Papio Chevalier as your general melee support and general support auxiliary coverage, Hawk Dacker for slowing enemies down, Flapper Kung Fu as well for some melee coverage and support there as well, and even with Aim Flash being able to have Flash and Extra Magazine, there's going to be a lot of moves you can put to very good use here no matter which model you choose to go after the most and prioritize. Ultimately, I do have to give MVP of the week to two models this week, and that is for Aim Flash on the grounds of Flash and Wheeled Legs with Extra Magazine for that extra head use, and Sha Fu for your anti-air coverage. Now, honestly, it goes without saying, if you set foot in any kind of conventional PvP with this game, you will know for a fact that Tornado and Anti-Air will be your absolute go-to for a lot of very quick victories if you find yourself struggling with trying to stay in the current meta. So being able to have access to Anti-Air very conventionally, albeit expensive of course, if it's starting at a base 1-star part, is still better to have than none at all. Everyone else, like I said, Hawk Dacker for Wave to slow down enemies, Flapper Kung Fu for your heavy punish, Fancy Roll for your general interrupt, overall auxiliary support coverage, Papio Chevalier for your melee coverage and auxiliary support as well. You really can't go wrong with any of the models that you see at your disposal for this week. We do have two brand new collab Medarotters that will be going live this week as well, this time featuring Kasumi and Shiden from Medarot Navi. This time we have Kasumi, who's buffing mobility by 15%, and another 30% on top of that if you are using a bipedal type Medarot. This will put it on the very close tier as the original ZOIDS Odyssey that we had. That is still very big ticket item over the course of this collab. And given that it also buffs mobility passively, means it's already going to be off to a very good start in the speed department, as well as a very high desired competitor that you can bring with you in any kind of capacity. Shiden, on the other hand, will reduce all incoming damage up to 50% for 2 turns, or for 2 attacks, or 4 turns, whichever comes first. So unlike a lot of other shield and damage reduction Medarotters, which tend to focus more heavily on only having one hit negated to minimal damage, this one being able to negate things down to 2 hits or 4 hits, or 4 turns, whichever comes first, will put it in a very nice tier as far as keeping damage as low as possible, especially given that you can use it more than once and without it having to expire on you. For Wave 3, Part 1 of the ZOIDS collaboration for Genesis we have this week, it's going to be a pretty low stakes as far as what we have this time around. We see up for grabs the Power Medal, which is, naturally, a Power Nature Medal with a Mastery in Melee, Support, and Healing, and Leg Masteries of Biped, Wheel, and C. We also have another profile banner featuring Murasame L up for grabs and other limited time rewards and resources. This event will also be featuring Boss Fight, which means pure sets will be encouraged as you go across putting your teams together. Now, for those out of the loop, Boss Fight is basically just an extension of Score Attack, where essentially every time you complete a round, you have an opportunity to spawn a boss encounter. Complete enough rounds to get that boss encounter for some extra rewards on top of that. So basically, there's going to be 2 tiers of rewards this time around instead of just the one standard Score Attack gives. I will give you a little bit of a warning though, as based on what I was looking at through this morning's news, there is only going to be one Medarot that gives you the boss bonus this time around, and obviously it's going to be Murasame Liger. So it is going to be kind of heavily implied that you go after him this time around if you want that bonus. Otherwise, both Shiden and Kazumi from the collab Metarotters batch will also be up for grabs as well for some extra bonuses there. For Meta Survivor, it is going to be fairly quiet, though, as we get our next wave of newcomers that is officially joining the game. This time with HDR01 Vasiliades, the successor to the original Hydra-type Greek head, officially joining the fight in Meta Survivor. And for the first time ever, actually, is dropping a repair plant while on the field. Now, it does kind of play in the same vein as traps to a degree in this vein, but it is worth noting that as you stay in the field, it actually does restore HP over time, which is actually a first for as far as skills are concerned. But on top of that, also has a fairly balanced spread across armor and power bonuses no matter how you use him. So he's going to be very good for overall survival more than anything else if you choose to go after him. Otherwise, it doesn't look like there's going to be any other big names or newcomers this time around, so it is going to be fairly low stakes as far as Meta Survivor news is concerned, aside from Vasiliades and what he chooses to bring to the meta, and how his repair plant will behave overall. The other big piece of news I have for y'all this week, as I'm actually very proud to announce, is my first collab of 2026. I will be featuring Phobos, the ZOIDS guy, here on my channel here on the MNN, as we discuss the ZOIDS collab in a retrospective. Basically, we'll kind of go over all the models and kind of talk about them, how well they translated, any nods or references that were perhaps thrown in there, and I'm very excited for this. Having spoken with Phobos, they've not really had any experience with the Medarot side of things, much like I've not had any experience with the Zoid side. So this is going to be a very enlightening conversation, and I am very much so looking forward to this. It will be that retrospective will be going live sometime the week of the 23rd. So fairly close to the end of the week after all 4 models officially go up. I will have Phobos on the channel, and we'll talk about it as something that we can discuss and really enjoy while I have them on the channel. I'm very excited for this. I did sample a number of Phobos' videos, so if you're looking for Zoids content, much like I do with my Medarot content, you really don't have to look too much farther than Phobos. I mean, they go into the specs of like how tall they were, their armaments, their weight, their length, episodes or particular times they were used. Very, very in-depth stuff, much like I do with my row battle analytics. So very nice content. I'm excited to have Phobos on my channel as a guest host, and we go over all the Zoids collabs over the 4, and I count that, 4 different times that we've had Zoids collabs over Medarot S's 6 years. Moving on to community-based stuff, as always, we're still looking for translators to assist with any ongoing projects or endeavors, such as the Medarot 4 or Reloaded side translation projects, as well as an extra set of eyes to go over the Medarot 9 translation as well. So if you are knowledgeable in coding, cleaning, Japanese, and have some time on your hands, or if you know somebody that might be, would love to have you aboard, feel free to ask me or join the Discord. We will get you in touch with the right people. Alternatively, you can also donate to the cause through a link to various crowdfunding in the comments below, and we can commission some of those extra lines of text to be translated. And that'll make life just a little bit easier on the translators, so all they have to focus on is cleaning and typesetting. So the sooner we can get that done, the sooner we can enjoy those projects and even work on new ones, because I've seen a lot of talk going towards Medarot 5 and Navi that want to get translated, but we don't have the manpower to do so. So if you're able to help, we'd love to have you. If not, feel free to spread word. We appreciate that either way. Another friendly reminder of the ongoing Ori Meta contest that is currently in the Project Rising Beetle Discord server. So if you are a character designer and love to try to put your 2 cents in on something, we have a contest just for you. It is ongoing from the 13th of February to the end of April, so there is still plenty of time to put a design in and submit. There is a free-for-all, so there is no theme prompt or requirement as far as making stuff is concerned. And the top prizes this time around are a personalized art, much like I have been in previous contests, but also a personalized row battle breakdown video, much like I do my ongoing stuff. So that means I will put a video that will stay up on my channel covering your design as if it were an official model for Meta S. I'm excited to see what you guys come up with. Join the Discord and see the rules for all the details and information present there. One final reminder as I wrap us up, as a reminder, I am on Card, so you can find all of my commission details and rates, all of my socials. That's the best place you can get a hold of me if you need to find any of my information to reach out. So that link is provided here and in the comments if you want to get a hold of it or pass it along. But that basically does cover everything for this week's episode, so like I said, fairly light as far as this final wave of the collab is concerned, but splitting it off into 2 weeks is going to be kind of an interesting play. So I'm interested to see what they're going to be doing with that. And being completely honest, with me turning 30 over this coming Saturday, I'm not really sure if I'm excited for that yet. So haven't figured it out, but still going to be very exciting all the same. It is going to be very enjoyable, and I'm happy for it, I suppose. But if you'd like to know more, you can follow us below on Facebook or the Medarot News Network pages on Facebook. You can also join us on Discord in the link provided and in the comments below to keep an even closer ear to the ground on the action. This includes any new links to merchandise, fan art, contests, weekly episodes, or anything else of the like. That is the first place you will hear it before it goes anywhere else on the net. And you can also reach out to me personally on Twitter, Discord, or Blue Sky, or your social media platform of choice at Isagami-kura. So if you have any questions, collab inquiries, commission inquiries, or anything of the like, that's the best place you'll get to me before anywhere else as well. And lastly, do also follow Phobos as well on Twitter and any of their socials as well if you want to stay in depth with anything related to Zoids. So if this collab definitely inspired you to want to reach out and learn some new stuff about that side of the series and the collab, this is definitely the great chance to do so. But with all that being said, as always, I do appreciate you all for stopping in, just as you always do. And until next time, this is your host, Kura Isagami of the Medarot News Network, signing out.